Recorded live from the G.O.T. Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina, this is the All About Nothing podcast. The views expressed on this program are the opinions of the hosts. Listeners are encouraged to follow the show on Twitter at AAN_pod or at theallaboutnothing.com. You can email the show at theallaboutnothing.com. You may also call and leave the show a message at 803-672-0533. Thank you for listening.
All right, it's time for another episode of the All About Nothing podcast. Got Zac King. Trent Clark is back with us, and we also have Keith Whitaker in here this week.
Back again.
Hello,
fellas.
The Anything Goes podcast is in the building.
The original one.
It's always anything goes when you're on the All About Nothing.
It is true.
Anything goes on the All About Nothing.
Yeah, and everything is about nothing.
That's,
All right, Zach, just...
it's all something.
But yeah, don't get it misconstrued. It is something.
It is
philosophy right off the bat.
And it is worth
It better be
subscribing to
something.
our YouTube channel and getting us to the 100.
Speaking of which, did you see how many we're up to?
75?
I want to say we're in the 80s now.
Last week it was
What?
60. Now I don't know what happened.
YouTube.
But we got a big jump.
We're
It
in
was
the
like
80s.
15.
So we're in the 80s.
Oh, in numbers of episodes.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
Number of subscribers.
Subscribers.
Oh.
people.
We have a possibility of reaching 100 subscribers before we reach our 100th episode.
It is possible.
That needs the Patreon goal.
Yeah. Thank you.
Actually, I guess
We
We just want to say thank you to all these subscribers. Hitting that little ding ding red
just a
button
goal.
on the side.
That's right. Also, like and subscribe.
Yes, please
Please
just
like.
go to
And
YouTube.
leave comments.
Yeah,
Yep.
please leave comments because ultimately we
It's
don't know
that
how
right
we're doing.
there. It's our faces. It's unmissable.
That's right.
Unmistakable.
Yeah.
unmistakable.
I feel like unmissable is something else. Yeah, that was the
Like
goo.
the broadside of the barn.
Oh no, the goo thing. Sorry. Hey,
Sorry, Adrian.
just to recap, last week that Neek and Zac and Trent and I did our picks for the NFL season. Which, if you want to play along there, Keith. No, you're good. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Keith
but
doesn't do sports.
I don't pay attention enough to really have an educated guess on these things.
Nobody ever watches enough games during NFL.
Well-
It's impossible unless you have the NFL
Well,
channel.
I mean,
Yeah.
just to be biased,
Well, you can be biased after he makes his picks, and then
No, just let him.
I'd
I'd
say
all those people, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Just give me that.
yeah, that's a good.
I'd
one.
have to pick the Steelers, man. That's just because I grew up watching them.
Okay.
Whoa, Steelers.
I think it's because he's seen John's jersey, but we can talk about that.
My stepfather was a
Yeah.
sports writer,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He grew up in
Oh, okay.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
my girl's from Pittsburgh. So
I got
that's
you.
what's
Yeah,
up.
I just out of bias, I'd pick Steelers. Bro.
I once had a Jerome Bettis jersey.
Yes, you did. You did mention that before.
I
Didn't you
gave-
trade
I
it
gave
for like
it-
a PlayStation or something?
No, I gave it to somebody who was a massive Pittsburgh
Okay.
fan, and in return, she turned around and gave me a bottle of Jack Daniels, just being nice and reciprocating.
Oh, so you gave it to her for free?
Okay.
I'm not a Pittsburgh fan, and I never wore it.
Sure.
I mean, but you can still get some money on Let Go, but we can talk about that later.
So
I was giving it to somebody who would appreciate it. You know what I'm talking about?
I got you.
You
We're
find
gonna-
somebody who appreciates it.
we're gonna have Trent do his picks.
gonna do this now?
We can do it now. Is that what you would like to do?
I
Yeah,
did.
we can do that now.
I gave Sean my Biaka Batuka jersey for
we
the
have a
Panthers.
pen. I forgot.
Let
to
me just run out.
retrieve a
real quick.
pen.
I got
All
it.
right,
Yeah, go get-
Trent's gonna grab
you
us
can
a
go get
pen
a
real
pen.
quick because I did forget to bring a pen so that I could make sure to write down.
Sharpies work too, which I know they're here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So last week we did our picks. Trent will be back in here in a second, and we'll let him do his picks. I almost want to hold off on doing his picks almost until because I want to talk about this Nicki Minaj thing.
What the hell's going on with her now?
I guess we're gonna. I don't know either.
We'll get into it. And I don't know.
Wait, I think I know.
Question:
Yes,
Was Nicki Minaj in the one in that all black bullshit? Or was that Kim Kardashian?
Kim
that was
Kardashian,
Kardashian.
yeah.
No.
Okay.
Nicki Minaj. This has to do with COVID. So
Oh.
I'm sure it's a very.
I lost a lot of respect for Joe Rogan.
We can talk about that too. No, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm not a huge Joe Rogan fan anyway. First of all, I will say Joe Rogan has really good guests on his show.
Yeah.
That's what we
And
boiled.
He
it
said
down
some
to.
really cool, like deep shit, but
But he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Like ultimately, he is.
I now feel that way.
Okay. Well, I'm.
Yeah. We boiled it down to it's not Joe Rogan per se that's good. It's the guests he has, and
Right.
he asks dumbass questions
Yes.
that no one else would want to ask.
All right, there we go.
Well, but just the fact that he wants to take like, what is it, the horse, whatever.
Yeah.
Ivermectin.
Ivermectin.
Yeah,
Ivermectin.
that enough. You're going to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah,
and
well,
not
Alex
trust the medical
Jones.
community.
Alex Jones broke an ivermectin pill on air and then took it with like some vanilla pudding or something.
He should have just snorted it and be like, "Gay frog."
It was dumb. Yeah. So this week's episode, we're going to talk about Nicki Minaj. We're going to talk about Governor Newsom winning the recall election. I guess he kind of didn't win it. He just kind of he didn't lose his seat as governor.
We will need to.
He's only been in for like a year, right?
Right. Yeah.
We will need to talk about Inspiration 4.
I'm not sure what that is, but we can do that.
SpaceX first tourist flight.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I didn't see
Y'all didn't know that happened?
That's right. Yeah.
that happened.
He launched civilians into space.
4 of them, 350 miles into space.
Now, how much did it cost them?
I think I heard
Nothing.
Nothing.
Apparently, they had like, if I'm not mistaken, they had like wrist tie downs or stuff like that, just in case people were freaking out.
Interesting.
It maybe
Yeah,
so.
you don't want to know about just
There's a
hitting random
Netflix
civilians
documentary
that.
on. They just splashed down yesterday or today.
How long were they up there?
3 days.
They were up there for 3 days.
They were 100 miles further than the ISS is. The ISS is 250 miles into space. They went 300.
They're in high orbit then.
Yes.
ISS
For
is in
3
low
days.
orbit, right?
And
As far as
the
I
thing is,
understand.
nobody paid to do this. They won.
I won a lottery kind of
Oh,
thing.
I cried when I watched the Netflix special because one of the girls was who won. She was a contestant to get into it. She was a pediatric cancer patient at St. Jude's when she was, of course, a child.
Sure.
Beat it, but then became a pediatric nurse herself to go and take care.
Wow.
That's a full circle travel.
Oh,
there.
dude, my tears were just running down my face. Like,
Wow.
who deserves it? Like, go.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
oh man, that was an amazing story.
Yeah, that's dope.
So Nicki Minaj, Governor Newsom winning his seat. Also want to talk about the new Bob Woodward book that's coming out.
Bob Woodward.
Yeah, he wrote Rage about Donald Trump. He also wrote Fear about Donald Trump.
This is the man who broke the Watergate scandal.
Yeah. And the new book that comes out tomorrow is Peril. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna read that.
NPR was talking about these books. I listen to NPR every time I'm on the road.
not Governor Mark Miller, General Mark Milley was accused.
Freaking hero.
Yeah, he was accused of being a terrorist or treasonist this week because, of course, we found out that he called his counterpart in China. But also want to talk about the justice for the J6. That's what they're calling. If you're a QAnon or whatever, they're calling January 6th, not January 6th or the insurrection of January 6th.
They give him
whatever.
a cool little logo.
Yeah, it's J6. They're calling it J6.
They just stole that from J5.
They stole it.
Fucking J5, one of the greatest movies ever.
That was a fantastic movie as a kid.
It was a great movie.
Blank Man.
Yes. Man, I referred to that the other day. Nobody freaking knows
I
about it.
love Blank Man.
Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
Not Damon Wayans. It was who was it? Wasn't Damon Wayans. It was
It
Marlon
is.
Wayans.
Yeah.
Was it Marlon? I thought it was the
Damon
guy
Wayans.
did
Oh,
Major
it was
Payne.
Damon.
Yeah.
It was Damon.
Major
That's right.
Payne, Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Fantastic.
That
And
was
no
a
one
long
knows
time ago.
the brother.
Big
Who,
finger.
So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to recite this, and you guys have to tell me what it's from. My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this guy who knows this kid who's going with the girl who saw Ferris pass out at 31 Flavors last night. I guess he's pretty ill.
that is
Serious.
from
I guess it's pretty serious.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. So this is what Nicki Minaj twittered last week. My cousin
Tweeted there. You didn't have to make it difficult. Barrett's like Twittered.
She said, "My cousin in Trinidad my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied." That's what she
Correlation
said.
does not equal causation. Let's say it one more time all together. Correlation does not equal causation.
The health minister of Trinidad and Tobago criticized Minaj, saying that there was no recorded diagnosis of swollen balls from anyone that claimed to have had a reaction to the COVID-19 vaccination.
I have not heard that one yet.
Of the 237 wedding planners that were interviewed in Trinidad and Tobago, which, by the way, 237 in Trinidad and Tobago?
That's a lot.
You know how many people come
That's
there?
half the
That's a lot
population.
of a little people.
Yeah,
Apparently, none of them had any
little
canceled weddings due to
So-
COVID-19 vaccinations or swollen balls.
So she
I
just
don't-
made it up, is what you're saying.
That's what
That's what
they're-
it seems like.
or her friends just made it
But
up.
time out, guys. Time out.
My sister, brother, cousin.
I've heard from a source.
Here we go.
There
A person isn't just a source, but go ahead.
A
brother.
person is a source that works in the medical field.
Okay.
Okay,
That
well,
says
then there you
that if you have gonorrhea or chlamydia, the virus could affect that, if I'm not mistaken. That's what he told me.
Having the virus.
Getting the injection
Can
affect that.
Those.
If you have it.
I'm
just telling you what
You're going down the
medical
sister's,
professional.
friend's, cousin's tree.
I mean, hey, look. I'm just telling you what he told me.
Keith, don't get the shot.
No,
If this is
that's fucked
No,
up.
no.
I mean, there's people that believe in flat Earth theory, so anything is believable to
Anything is
anybody.
possible.
Trent, you're counting down the days so you can get your vaccine.
Of course.
So
I got
is
mine
it,
as soon as I could.
is it
Yeah, I did.
is it possible that maybe Nicki Minaj is just talking out of her ass because she doesn't want to
She
get
has
it?
been the whole time.
I mean, or does she,
She's definitely spoken to us with her ass multiple times.
I feel bad that I'm having to use the word swollen balls.
Yes.
Engorged testicles.
She did
sounds
say
worse.
his testicles became swollen, but I feel like swollen balls is probably more appropriate for, if you're trying to, if you're really trying to scare the guys home.
Yeah, you want to drive it home. That's like you said. Yeah,
Swollen balls.
every man's fear of swollen balls, so they immediately will tune in and listen to that.
I imagine though, if you're just scootering around Trinidad and Tobago and whatnot, you could probably tell which guy it is just by the
Well,
way
if
he
this-
walks, right?
Yeah, and
Or the
this-
way he rides the scooter.
no, he rides it on the side like this. Like everyone knew that was fun to ride your bicycle like that. Until someone saw you, and then you're like,
No.
just riding normal.
Yeah, and how swollen?
And it's Trinidad, right? So he probably went to somebody like, yeah, you want the vaccine? I've got the vaccine. It's not Pfizer. It's not Moderna.
It's Johnson and Johnson. That does,
And that's
all of a
Johnson
sudden
and
that makes
Johnson as
sense.
the two guys in the back who are currently making it for us.
Meet Johnson and the other
And
Johnson.
they have to take both of each other.
They're brothers, cousins.
Yeah.
But isn't like the vaccine not the same everywhere? Like
Yeah.
in
No, it's
certain
the
countries they get.
there are so
It
there.
depends on what the country bought and what they
Yeah.
have in supply.
Yeah, there.
So it's a chance that Trinidad might only had the Johnson and
They
Johnson,
probably.
I think they have the
Or
Pfizer.
or
I think they
Trinidad.
have
Odds
Pfizer.
are they probably would have the cheaper of the vaccine.
which
Yeah.
I think was Johnson and Johnson.
Was it?
correct? I think Moderna and Pfizer were the most expensive.
I don't know.
if
We'd
I'm
have to
not
look that
mistaken.
up because some countries only got one. The United States is one. that
I
had
don't even know if you can
access to three.
conflate its effectiveness. Here we go, making words up.
Johnson and Johnson's effectiveness.
The 65%.
No, it was like in the high 70s.
I thought it was 65.
I forget the numbers.
No,
but,
it was in the high 70s, but you only required one shot. With
Yeah, right.
with the Pfizer, I think it was 93. With Moderna, it's like 94, 94 or 95, something like that. So, and then now you're finding out apparently that the Moderna, based on some of the studies, they're saying that the
deteriorates in
Moderna.
effectiveness.
No, its effectiveness lasts longer
Longer.
than Pfizer and Johnson and Johnson.
all right.
Is what
Pfizer
they're
is the
saying.
one where boosters are having to be
Right.
There's people already now being able to get a third, their first booster, but a third
Yeah,
shot.
immune compromised.
Yeah.
People
Well,
of a certain age.
Did you see the news on Friday? Apparently, FDA said that the emergency use they're only going to authorize emergency use for people 65 years and older and people that are high risk of severe infection. So the FDA thinks that it's too soon for authorization for boosters for all. They also think that they have not seen enough evidence to justify booster shots for everyone. They want to make sure they have all the data and a chance to look for any mistaken conclusions.
Yeah.
They're also worried about younger adults and teenagers.
Yeah,
and
I was about to say.
yeah.
We need to vaccinate the children and kids before we worry about a third shot.
and they're
period.
doing the testing on that right now.
Yeah, I know. I know they're trying to cover the spectrum.
Yeah.
and they're not just working on one avenue. But
Ultimately, I think what they're doing is they're trying to build a case against trumpeters that come out and say, "Oh, well, they're not giving it to kids. Why? Clearly, it's something you can't give to kids. Why would you give it to adults if you can't give it to kids?" And
Shut up.
I don't understand how the case has not been made. I mean, people are just fucking stupid
Yeah,
sometimes.
well,
I'm
It's
sorry
harder
about
to
the
do
language,
stuff for
but-
kids, man. You know how it is.
Do you think
I
they're?
under- yeah, well,
There's a lot
I
of
mean,
parents that don't want the regular vaccines, like from the doctor. Whenever you go in there, you're like, "What is that? What are you giving my son?" They don't even explain it to you really when you get vaccines. They just be like, "Yo, he needs this shot."
right,
Come in,
I
make
make
an
them.
appointment.
People
I
making
make
the
them
mistake
tell me.
of calling reading a single article research.
Yeah.
yeah, agreed.
But the thing too, to even bring it back around, like my daughter, and I don't know about your son Trent or your children, she does not react well to vaccines. Period.
oh, so,
Like
really?
Like she'll get sometimes like she'll get the redness around the injection site, or she'll run a fever for like an hour or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that, and she just doesn't feel good. Next day she's
Back
fine to go.
normal, yeah.
So you want to maybe give a child what takes down a human, some people for a day. I know when I got my second shot, I was not feeling good for about 12 hours. You don't want that. You don't want to do that to a little kid. They're not ready for that.
Right.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, and ultimately,
we don't know what they can fight off.
Yeah,
true.
And FDA apparently thinks is more concerned about making sure that everyone gets at least their first vaccine before they start calling people in to have their boosters too.
Well, then
think about it. Think about it. All it takes is one kid to die from the vaccine.
And
everything to go to shit.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if they find out that the cause of death was from the vaccine, everybody's going to be skeptical.
See, and that's the craziest thing is I don't know that there's actually any reported deaths directly related to them having the vaccine. Like it's not the vaccine that killed. That's what is it with some of the people that are going through what they call the breakthrough cases.
Oh, breakthrough
cases where they have they've gotten the vaccination, but then they get sick with COVID, and then the breakthrough cases, the ones where it becomes severe enough, I guess, where they have to go to the hospital for treatment. Which I am completely on the same boat as Bill Maher on this one.
Watched him last night.
Yeah, if you don't get the vaccine and then you get sick and have to go to the hospital is full of patients. The people that should be getting those beds are the ones that got vaccinations. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait. You made the decision.
Or a cancer patient needing treatment,
exactly.
Or
there was
hospitals had to cancel like 30 or 40 heart surgeries, heart surgeries because of these people.
I read a news article, I think it was CNN, that a kid went into the ER with appendicitis, but people who weren't vaccinated and having COVID took up all the beds that he wasn't seeing in time, and he died.
Gosh. Did you see the woman that was suing a hospital to try and get her husband ivermectin? This woman, she sued the hospital to try and get the doctor to give him ivermectin, but the doctors kept saying, "No, we're not giving him ivermectin. This is insane.
This isn't Tractor Supply, sir."
Yeah. So
they're sitting by their oath of protecting.
Right. Yeah. The Hippocratic Oath says we're not going to do any harm, regardless of.
That's the trouble with the bed thing too.
Far in 4chan you were reading.
Yeah, because
if they're sick, they're sick. You
can't. A vaccine can't be the reason why I get a bed or not.
I know. No. I agree.
You know what I mean?
It's but to me, it's at the point now. But you didn't have to go to the hospital when you got COVID.
Luckily, no.
But if let's say you're an 85-year-old white man who says that Trump should still be president, and
did we see the protest?
We haven't talked about it yet, but I saw that yesterday. Well, I saw.
They should arrest every single person out there.
How many people do you suspect were out there?
It was at least 40.
Yeah,
at least 40 people at least.
Outside the hospital, right?
No, this was at the State House.
No, Washington, D.C.
No, I'm talking about in Columbia.
Oh, no, I missed that.
So we are all on different
this
pages
was like
here.
Thursday.
Spill it out.
I drove by, and
you were still able to drive past.
Yeah.
So it was huge.
It was it was an impotent protest.
Wasn't that, they were out there holding their signs and everything. They had the flags and everything. Trump should still be president. The vaccine, they was going crazy, but I drove by it. But I didn't think that was them when I first came up there, because whenever originally I was like, yo, they must be. I'm thinking like, okay, they must be protesting maybe something else. I didn't think it was that.
Yeah.
But it was nothing but the what do you call them, the J6s?
The J6s.
I have a solution to fix people who do mask protests. Send a topless women walking through the mask protest.
Oh, yeah?
And not a damn one of them better tell them to put a shirt on. I'm telling you right now.
Or you can just hire me to come up there and I'll just
lay down
my
the beats.
music.
Yeah.
Think about it. You know, there's like the movement. Women feel like they should be able to go topless if they want to.
Yeah.
And like, okay, fine, that's your thing. These people who are very,
I'm all for that. So.
Yeah,
do you not think women should be topless?
If they want to, fine. It is what it is. Like, fine.
Why not?
But watch these motherfuckers who don't want to wear masks turn around and tell them, "Go home, Jezebel, and put a shirt on."
Jezebel.
Jesus watching. Like, I don't know. Like,
these are the same people that's gonna tell her to put a shirt on. It's the same people that's at the beach. They got the thong bikini on. Like, what's the difference?
Here's my.
You put a mask on, I'll put a shirt on.
Why
We got a deal
did he
here.
call her Jezebel?
That's
I understand, but what if her name really was Jezebel?
I don't think you don't name somebody Jezebel.
I had this conversation with my girl. I was like, why don't you think people name their kids God?
Like GAWD?
No, G.O.D. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? That'd be a pretty cool name for, like, yo, is God here?
I think someone should search Facebook right now and see if there's anyone named Jezebel
There's
or
people
God.
named
Or
Muhammad
Jezebel.
and stuff
I
like
guarantee
that.
you probably a Jezebel and a God on Facebook.
Yeah, probably will be.
Oh,
I wouldn't-
man. You would get... No, because I think there was somebody who was wanting to name their kid...
They do Jesus.
I
but
think
they
it was...
don't do
No,
God.
I think it was Jesus Christ. And then the judge was like, you can't name your kid Jesus Christ.
That's crazy for a judge to be able to tell you that.
I think that's what it was.
It's a free country.
Don't quote you on that.
Look, there was a
When you
kid
got
named
people out
Adolf
here-
Hitler
Yeah, and
recently.
you got people being named after cars and shit.
Like the family's
Alexis
last
and
name.
shit.
Yeah. Arangelo, Jamangelo.
All that people it's stars naming their kids Apple.
Kanye West named his kid North.
I mean, yeah. I know I went to school with a North, so I can't.
How was it spelled? Was it N-O-R-T-H?
It's N-O-R. Yeah. It's
No, you can definitely talk then, because I haven't met anybody named North.
North Hollingsworth.
Look, y'all have heard me say this before.
his mother.
Anyone that names their kid after a state or city, by as far as I'm concerned, they gave up. Like if you named your kid Dakota, I get that there are tons and tons of kids named Dakota, but you named your child Dakota. Which one? South, North?
You know what I found out?
This is my son, Idaho.
2 weekends ago, I was in Myrtle Beach and I found out something. We was talking to some guys at a bar, and we found out that I'm convinced. I'm not sure if this is 100%. All cities, either, and I guess it's just the United States thing. Name like Lexington will be the rich side.
Oh,
Martin
And-
Luther King Boulevard's always shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Miami,
like, like
Atlanta.
the names in different states stay the same depending on.
well, naming in a city, naming it Martin Luther King Drive, by chances are you're probably already redlining that city, that
but
particular road.
From my experience, every city I've been in at Martin Luther King Boulevard, from Miami all the way up to New York, it's been
You ever been on
exactly what you think it is.
Ronald Reagan Boulevard in Atlanta, in northeast Atlanta, in Gwinnett County? Ronald Reagan Boulevard is probably one of those roads where it's got like some like the expensive stores are all on Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's just
Ronald
a little
Reagan
fun
Boulevard.
fact, man. I just wanted to make sure. If people know other places and states that are named Lexington
Yeah,
and it's
please.
a good side, let us know because
Yeah.
I think they do this on purpose.
I'm thinking only Lexington, Kentucky probably did not really recover naming it
Isn't that
Lexington.
what-
It didn't make it.
Where they
didn't
do the
make it
Kentucky
better.
Derby at?
That's in Louisville.
Louisville. Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying it's possible that it's an outlier.
Okay.
It doesn't. It just,
I don't know. And Lexington here is not the rich side of anything.
there's a lot of money in
What are
Lexington.
you talking about?
I go to
I mean,
Lexington
it's not like Chapin.
every other day.
It's boat money.
And it's
dude.
technically still Lexington.
Yeah,
And
it's in
Chapin.
Lexington County, but it's not like Chapin because they got Mexican drug cartel money in Chapin. So,
At least they used to.
You know who the Mexicans get their drugs.
I just yeah.
so we briefly mentioned the Justice for J6 rally in Washington D.C. yesterday. So the rally was meant to raise money for the terrorists that attacked the Capitol building during the January 6th insurrection. QAnon is actually telling people that they shouldn't attend the rally. They shouldn't have attended the rally yesterday because they think that it's just an attempt to pull everybody together so that the government can start rounding them up. Yeah.
Well, it's not rounding. I think it's if anything.
Oh, trust me, there's no math being done.
They all need to move to Texas and secede.
Yeah.
Have your own power grid. See how that works out.
Yeah, I have no issue with
If
Texas not being
anything,
part of
they
the United States
like
anymore.
you said, I can understand what you're saying is rounding up because they're probably like, oh, if they all come, we all know their cell phones will be in this
Yeah,
spot,
and then-
so we know exactly who.
Yeah, counter protesters showed up as well. Pride flags, Black Lives Matter, even some of them that were committed protesters with support police. So like Black Lives Matter flag right above a police thin blue line.
Yeah, but supporting the police isn't.
Yeah, that's not a
I know
left or
where you're
right
getting
thing.
At. I know. Yeah, it's not, and it never should be.
What it is it's just, but because like the insurrection on January 6th, you had so many people there that were just beating the shit out of police officers. Specifically, Capital City Police Officer Brian Sicknick. He may have had 2 strokes during the events, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he was sprayed in the face with pepper gas,
That
pepper
hurts.
spray. He was also beaten he was kicked and punched repeatedly as they physically assaulted him, and then he died. Also, Washington, D.C. police officer Michael Fanone was beaten with poles and sticks and even stunned with his own stun gun by Trump supporters during that insurrection. So they were clearly not concerned that these were police officers that they were engaged with.
Here's the thing. I can't believe I haven't heard of anybody involved in this being charged for attempted murder.
No. I've not seen any attempted murder. I've only seen things like they've been brought up on some of them insurrection charges. Yeah. There was the ones that actually with the Washington police officer Michael Fanone. Yeah, I think I'm pronouncing that. I assume he's Italian.
I wouldn't get it right either. So.
But because he lived, of course, it's just assault. So they have been charged with physical assault and whatever level.
They were trying to eye gouge people.
Oh yeah.
Like, anybody that put their hands on a cop.
Does that guy have eyes still that we know about?
No, I don't know.
Because the picture I seen, his thumbs were in this guy's.
I think one guy they arrested that guy.
Yeah, they did him.
Like some Game of Thrones.
I don't know if he's held trial yet, but I'd have to look that up.
That's crazy.
Then Marjorie Taylor Greene tried leading a bunch of Congress people, let's say, down there to be able to see some of these J6ers.
Right.
I found out yesterday what she did before she became elected.
PTA mom or something?
No, she ran a gym.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
That's what she did before she became elected.
Yeah.
She ran a gym.
Look, man, Barrett can be elected official. Right. That's if he wanted to.
Hold on, what does that mean?
What I'm saying is you can go from nothing.
If she can get elected, Barrett can get elected.
I'm just saying, politicians is
you and her in the
it
same
depends
boat,
on
Barrett.
who you know. It depends on who you know to be a politician. Man.
That mild mouth lady's making a good point. She's just being a bigot. I like it.
If you can talk, you a politician. That's all it takes.
So I am announcing my candidacy.
Please, Barrett.
I will be running for State House. I don't know.
And see,
elected official.
And see, when you do that, the one thing they're gonna come up to you that's like, "Yo, he ran a polling site, and I know he was doing something funny at the polling site."
See, that's the thing though, is I would run a polling site that is not my would not be the district that I live in.
You know how long I would last being a congressman? Like once I'm in the building,
4 hours.
Hold on.
I would be giving flat tires to like Mitch McConnell and shit.
Before you say that though, remember
taking all the staples out the staples.
when they go to walk, I kick their foot. They do the big leap. I'm like, yeah, it was just on CNN.
Yeah, I would be forced out of there from assault. 50 different charges.
Just remember, Marjorie Taylor Greene has literally threatened other congressmen with death, and she's still in there.
And she's right across the hallway.
Nancy Pelosi.
I would literally wait for her. She's like, "You got a meeting today, Marjorie?" She's like, "What are you doing here?" And I just give her flat tires the whole time, just trying to get the.
I'd show up.
I'd show up. That would backfire.
We would show up outside her door when she's getting ready to walk out with all of my assistants or whatever. We'd all be doing like the jets and the sharks,
the cobras, and the
coyotes. You don't think all the politicians have AAA?
No. Flat tires.
The flat tire with the shit on the back of the shoe.
I'm about to be like, what? You know they all got.
No,
AAA,
I'm not out there like just stabbing tires. Like,
that's what I would have been doing. Fuck that.
That's too much damn work, man.
That.
I would be sitting there like just stepping on shoes and.
Yes, he would get kicked out of Congress for walking around the parking lot with a knife. I imagine he would not make it very long.
He's in the parking lot.
We got one of those J6ers over here flattening tires.
Barrett,
wait, is that Marjorie's? Let's let him do it.
We know that they do not have metal detectors when you go in there.
They do have metal detectors, but they walk around them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because remember it was about this time last year. Well, it was right around the election when or early in January when they were told that they had to walk through metal detectors, and several of the congressmen were like no. Congress people. They were like, no, we're not going to walk through them. They wouldn't walk around them, but they would have to sign a little thing and then pay a fine because the Colorado nut job was saying that she was going to carry her gun in there.
I mean, shit.
Yeah, that bar.
Yeah,
you wouldn't carry your gun in there,
the high school dropout chick?
After what happened on J6?
No, it's illegal.
Fuck that. I'll be strapped the fuck up.
It's different. It's different when it's the Capitol building versus Dutch Square AMC Theater.
That's crazy, Barrett. Nobody's ever rushed them. Nobody's ever rushed Dutch Square.
That's all I'm saying.
That's why Barrett can't be in Congress. They would come back to that podcast like he about pulled a weapon.
Yes.
On people who wouldn't shut the hell up during Shrek 2.
The trailers. It wasn't even the movie. It was the start of the movie, but it was
Dang, you're still trying to defend yourself on that.
We can never get away from it.
I have no defense.
He said, "Yo, I did it.
I did.
And I know I did.
I think we've all been mad enough where you want to just go climb up some seats and whoop somebody's ass.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I've been in a theater once where I kicked the back of somebody's chair because they wouldn't shut up.
Did that help the situation?
Donkey kick, not just
Yeah.
That's when you know you strapped up.
It was full flat foot.
I got
It was,
I got iron too.
and the guy
And Barrett, you don't have small legs either, so I know you almost gave that man whiplash. You had to go to the hospital.
all I'll say is he
Horse
stood up.
kick.
you
All
had
I
to put
say
on
is
3D glasses to make everything look right.
all I'll say is he stood up, turned around. I stood up, and I suddenly remembered. Oh, Obi-Wan talked about this. You gotta have the higher ground. And he remembered it too.
Barrett about to 300 kick him in the chest.
Have the high ground, bitch. This is AMC. This is Dutch Square.
Not on my ticket.
Well, AMC is not responsible for ass whoopings received for loud mouths in movie theaters.
Exactly. And they shouldn't care if I happen to knock one of them out.
They definitely shouldn't.
That's right. So before we go to break, I was going to talk real quick about Governor Gavin Newsom winning the recall election.
Every time I hear his name, I think of the guy from Bush.
Yeah, Gavin. Gavin.
It's Gavin.
What's her name's ex-husband?
Yeah, Gwen Stefani.
They spent $300 million on that recall.
$386 million.
On that recall election.
Yeah.
That is insane. On an basically, the whole thing came around because people saw Gavin Newsom during lockdown go to some expensive restaurant for dinner. That pissed them off enough
Without
that
a
they were
mask
like,
on. That was the
yeah,
thing.
without a mask.
Yeah.
And so that pissed people off enough that they got the petition signed, and then everybody and their brother gets to run for governor if he doesn't hit 50%. He fortunately he hit
got like
63 and a half. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
so they got mad because he was spending a lot of money.
He was
So they spent
it was the
360
COVID
million?
restrictions that he was putting in place.
Yeah.
Was pissing people off too.
yeah. So basically he enacted the restrictions, and then he went out to eat and wasn't wearing a mask. But he's
Yeah.
the governor. So first of all, the restaurant was nearly closed that he went to and had dinner.
But you're mad at somebody because they went to an expensive restaurant
Yeah.
without a mask. But
That's all they wanna freaking do.
they're spending your tax money, so you're gonna spend 360
Governor's
million
gotta eat.
more dollars.
Yeah.
Just to recount.
Governor's got to eat too.
I mean, I guess. man.
All it was is
You
just
are
every
the
Republican
governor.
in
I mean,
California
come on.
pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a rich. He was rich before he became governor. Like
Do you think Foghorn Leghorn is running around here going to Bojangles every day?
No.
Do you think he?
He's like Ruth Chris or bust.
No, he's eating steak 48.
I saw he was at Blue Marlin. That
What?
place is
I can see
expensive.
that.
That place is expensive. Blue Marlin right down here on right off of
Right
Gervais.
beside Woodhash, where
Or
I used to
UG.
work at.
It's
A big FU to them.
Well, this is funny because I know you hadn't seen it, but Keith and Barrett have seen it. The video of Trey Crowder, the liberal
Yeah,
redneck, and
yeah.
then Ryan Forster, his buddy. They're pretending like they're at one of Marjorie Taylor Greene's little
Oh, yeah.
things. They're talking
yeah,
about.
it's pretty funny.
She's like, Dr. Fauci, we did not elect him. He makes more money than anybody in the White House. And Donald Trump, he made more money than Donald Trump. And Donald Trump didn't even accept a paycheck. And he goes, well, shit, if he didn't accept a paycheck, I made more than Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
I can't deny that.
Talking backwards out of her ass.
Hey, she's like, literally, she's like, we don't like blah, blah, blah. Basically, numbers. And then she goes, but we like our Second Amendment.
Yeah.
We know that one.
That's the number one.
Unlike
Highest, most
Mississippi.
of
What's the
them can
13th
count.
Amendment? Oh, we talked about that last time.
I have
Just
to
let them
review
kill
all mine,
themselves.
but, I mean,
That's
I've
how
read
they
it all
feel.
before, but
No, we were talking about last time how Dominique didn't know.
Yeah, Mississippi didn't ratify the 13th Amendment until like 2007. Yeah. And ultimately, I still think it was like some clerk or something somewhere was like, holy crap, this got a lot of dust on that. What is the 13th Amendment? Slavery? Oh, he's not going to want to see this.
that was perfect play. I like it. I can see that.
Yeah. Oh fuck! Like all his things are like nice new binders, and then
Yeah.
this dusty old book of treasure, National Treasure book slides in front of him. Like,
Coming through.
what is this made out of? Like real leather?
Is this human skin?
God.
Facts. Hell no.
In the blood of
Ultimately, I
infants.
think that's how Mississippi probably delivered the 13th Amendment. Was like a book wrapped, binded
with a
in human.
cow tail on
Yeah,
it or
exactly.
something.
God.
Like, dude, like as a Mississippian, if you're not ashamed by how long that took,
Yeah.
They
what-
probably like this. Like, don't mind the date.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's somebody just flubbed that up with their fountain
You know
pen.
what? It probably was like in this one, in this one, in this one, and homeboy just signed it.
Yeah.
And then the news is like, what? Is that what I think it says? They ratified the ending of slavery, right? The 13th Amendment. I'm reading this correctly, right?
1863.
Someone had to pop up and be like, yeah.
I would have gone with 1963 before 1863, but it went. Yeah. So the recall election was exactly the same way that we wound up having they had Arnold Schwarzenegger as governor because there was a recall election.
He was a great governor
against Gray Davis, which is a weird name.
Gray
Davis is what I assume, like, if you order like last week's special at a restaurant. You want the Davis? Oh, you want the Gray Davis. Hold on.
Gray Davis sounds like Gray Davis sounds like an awful car color. I got a Chevy Impala in Gray Davis.
No, this Nissan Sentra comes in Gray Davis.
Gray Davis, yeah. Yeah, no. I got a smart car, Gray Davis, shade of Gray Davis.
Circa 2003.
We've started a new trend.
Yeah. We might be on to something, guys.
I'm going to call I'm definitely calling Crayola right after this.
Facts. Jay-Z not the only one going to have his own color.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back to the All About Nothing podcast. Thank you, Trent Clark, Zac King. We got Keith Whitaker in here. We'll come back, and we're going to let Zac probably torment Trent on his football picks. But we'll,
I'm not going to torment him. I mean, last week was fun because Neek, every time I would pick one after Neek went, he'd be like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I seen that. I was like, Neek, man, come on, man. You can't just be riding on Zach's coattails.
All right, we'll do that after the break. The All About Nothing podcast.
Hey, everyone, I want to take a quick moment to mention one of our new sponsors, thepaintedmoment.com. That's thepaintedmoment.com. Check this out. Have you ever taken a photo with your phone or digital camera that would look amazing as a watercolor canvas painting? Well, now there's a website ready to take your photo and turn it into digital painted moments. This is how it works. Visit thepaintedmoment.com, follow the instructions, and your digital photo will be enhanced and returned to you with links on where you can have an image printed to canvas or whatever else you'd like to do with it. We've already got a couple of these enhanced photos hanging around the house, and trust me, you'll love what comes out. Thepaintedmoment.com. Create a painted moment in time from your digital photos. Thepaintedmoment.com. Seriously, check them out today. Thepaintedmoment.com. We have to thank our sponsor, G.O.T. Sound Studio, and its owner and operator, Dominique Stewart, better known as Neek the Geek. G.O.T. Sound Studios offers a variety of recording experiences from music, voice, and instrumental recordings and production, as well as podcasts. G.O.T. Sound Studio is located in Columbia, South Carolina, and operated by the most talented producer and engineer in the business. G.O.T. Sound Studio is a Black-owned business. Bring your recording business needs here. You can find details on their Facebook page or by calling 803-243-2302 or emailing gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. That's gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. All right, Nothingers, I want to cue you in about a friend of the pod, Blank Canvas Brand. If you own a business or restaurant and the time has come to build that unique brand, you have got to get a hold of Blank Canvas Brand. Blank Canvas Brand specializes in brand identity, including logos, business cards, flyers, and anything else to promote your business. And now, Blank Canvas Brand offers printing services to help with your clothing needs, including sports teams. I can tell you from our own experience, Blank Canvas Brand is responsible for our logo, as well as the Bowl of Duty bowling team logo, and we couldn't be happier with what's been produced. For more information, you can search Facebook for Blank Canvas, or you can email blankcanvas at theallaboutnothing.com. That's BLNKCANVS at theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com.
All right, welcome back. We are back from break. Trent Clark, Zac King, Keith Whitaker in here this week with us. Fellas.
We're back.
Episode
86.
86.
And let's just say we're going to 86 anti-vaxxers across the board.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair
I
enough.
got you.
Yeah, that's ultimately, I think that's probably the best thing. It's just we're gonna nix any of the anti-vaxxers.
But we have a little explanation of what Trent was talking about real quick.
Yes. I did want to. So
Yes.
he called his cousin.
I did.
And he did explain to us exactly what it was he was talking about. And I'm not going to outright apologize.
It's okay. It's okay.
So essentially, if you have contracted some sort of sexually transmitted disease, you want to make sure you get that treated first before you get the vaccine, because there's a possibility, because the sexually transmitted diseases are they are a virus in themselves. And the potential is that the COVID-19 vaccine may exaggerate the symptoms that you're having from the sexually transmitted disease, whether it's syphilis or gonorrhea, any of those sort of things. So you do want to get those treated before
you get the vaccine.
Yeah, before you get the vaccine.
So I was halfway wrong, guys. I promise. I'm sorry for what y'all heard the first time, but I couldn't explain it exactly how I wanted to say it.
Did he mention anything about that sinusitis storm, whatever it is, like where your white blood cells just start attacking everything?
No, he didn't say anything about that.
Right.
No.
I'm sure that was a thing.
I mean, we can look that up, though, for next week because we got to.
But yeah,
we want to make sure we know about that.
Of course.
Ultimately, the vaccine probably still isn't killing anybody.
No, probably not.
Yeah,
because we all know the corrector is listening.
The corrector. Oh yeah, I mean, it's like.
Writing this down.
I wish they would.
Breaking her pencil. All right. So last week, Trent was not here. We did have Neek the Geek sit in with us while we did our fantasy, not our fantasy football.
I was on baby duty.
He was. We did all of our NFL picks. Basically, we just decided who we thought is going to win the conference championships, then the league championships, and then the Super Bowl. So essentially, what we're going to do now is we're going to have Trent go through and make
wild cards,
all of his, as well as the wild card. We're gonna have Trent pick his. So we're going to start off with the NFC North.
NFC North. All right, I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings, of course.
All right, the Vikings. Is there a reason for that?
Well, I've been a Vikings fan before Neek.
Do you rub
the reason why Neek is a Viking fan.
Do you rub Neek's totem pole?
I do not. Thank you. I can't believe you just asked me that, sir.
Episode 85, Neek has a totem pole.
Yeah.
You're right. So, what we got next? Let's get right past that.
NFC South, who are you going with?
NFC South, we're gonna go with the Carolina Panthers.
Panthers. That's 2 picks for the Panthers. That's not a bad pick. Yeah, okay. NFC East, who you got?
NFC East, we're gonna go with Dallas.
Dallas. That's a good pick. I think that's a great pick.
Yeah, I know you do.
NFC West, who are you looking at?
We're gonna go with the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, the Rams, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
See that.
That's. I've seen other people pick that as the wild card, so that's not bad. Who do you think for the wild card there?
The same. The West.
Yeah. No, just the wild card. Anybody in the NFC?
Wild card. We're gonna say Tampa Bay.
Oh, there we go.
The Rams have Matthew Stafford.
That's true.
And Cooper Kupp.
Yes, that's true.
That's an amazing combo.
It is.
So, like, if they don't win it, they're definitely going to win the wild card, I think.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, so we're looking at the AFC North. Who you got?
AFC North, we're going to go with Cleveland Browns.
The Browns. I love it.
Yeah, we're kind of floating around the same area.
I like Browns.
All right, AFC South.
We're going to go with Tennessee Titans.
Oh, the Titans. All right, not a bad pick. I will go ahead and give you this.
Everyone.
We all picked the Titans. We all picked the Titans there.
Yeah.
All right, AFC East.
AFC East, we're going to go with the Buffalo Bills.
We all picked the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Good pick. AFC West.
Y'all probably all did this too. Kansas City Chiefs.
No.
Not all of us.
Okay.
Neek picked the Chargers.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Not all of us.
Clearly, he doesn't watch football.
He went by who I play with as in Madden.
Yeah,
okay.
That's not a bad way to do it. AFC wildcard, who you got?
We're gonna say Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So you flipped Neek's pick.
Yeah.
So you picked Pittsburgh. I could have sworn we had somebody else pick Pittsburgh last week. Oh yeah, AFC North. Yeah, that was it. All right. All right. So now we're moving on to the NFC champion. Who do you think is going to pick up the NFC championship?
We're gonna go with. I don't want to say it, but it's probably gonna be Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's ultimately who I had as well. All
I
right.
had the Panthers.
AFC champion. Who do you think is going to pull off?
It might be some crazy shit happening, but they might get it together. Baltimore Ravens.
Whoa! Now hold on.
I picked the Ravens for the other side. So
They got Sammy Watkins, and they got.
I got Kansas City coming through though.
I mean, I could see that, but
here's
we talking about some crazy stuff. It
here's
might just be them.
Here's the only issue I have with you picking the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
you didn't pick the Ravens for the AFC, or you didn't pick the Ravens. Well, you didn't pick
For the North?
Yeah, you didn't pick the Ravens.
Well, yeah, no.
Okay.
No. That's right.
Just
That's right.
who?
I'm lost. What the hell's so damn funny right
Well,
now?
Because it's not about it might change up.
No. What you did?
Yeah.
No, what you did was just you just gave yourself a better statistical possibility
Of winning.
picking somebody.
Yeah.
You didn't take a linear path there.
No,
Yeah.
no. But, see, the first picks were what I think will happen.
Sure. Hey,
The last pick is like
you don't
probably gonna happen.
You were 100% going to be wrong at one point.
Yeah,
where
100%, yeah.
Where theoretically any of us could be 100% right.
And ultimately I'm gonna ask this question a very specific way to see if I get an answer that is a very specific answer.
Okay.
Who do you have for the Super Bowl between the Bucks and the Ravens?
I'm gonna say the Bucks.
All right. Da, 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 da. All right. So you got the Bucks. See, I was actually what I was afraid is you were going to give me somebody like
Minnesota,
who you didn't have playing in the Super Bowl. They were just going to be awarded the
yeah.
All right. Well, that is done.
Hey, look, man. I know the truth. We need to get rid of Kirk Cousins. He needs to go. We owe him too much money. That's the reason why we're holding on to him.
Kirk Cousins.
I want Cam Newton. I really do.
Put Cam Newton in Minnesota.
Hell yeah.
Do it.
But we owe him too much money, so that's the reason why Kirk Cousins is still out there.
Washington, their fans right now are thinking that Heineke or whatever is the second coming of Christ.
Well, they
Yeah, I've
think
seen that
they
too.
also Stephen A. Smith did an interview with the Breakfast Club, and he said that if Cam Newton doesn't get picked up by the Washington team, he won't get picked up by nobody because his last coach is now coaching
Yeah.
the Washington football team.
Yeah, he's
so
up
if
in
they don't pick him up,
Cam Newton went away. Didn't Cam didn't go the same time Ron Rivera did?
Yes.
yes,
Did he?
It was the same year.
Same
The
year.
same year? Okay. My bad.
So they're saying if Ron Rivera doesn't pick him up as a backup at least, it's really bad. It's looking bad for him.
And Teddy is slinging ball for Denver right now.
Yep.
Our Panthers quarterbacks are just everywhere in the league right now.
Yeah. Jake Delome's
I wish we would have kept Teddy.
Jake Delhomme sitting in the commentator's booth.
Teddy was a Minnesota Viking.
That's true. Yeah, he was. Yeah. So we're gonna move on. I want to talk about General Mark Milley and what we have found out about what he did during the events of the January 6th insurrection. Okay. Now, I'm gonna keep calling it insurrection because ultimately
That's what it is.
It's treason.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, the 614 or 15 people that entered the congressional halls committed treason because they went in with a specific purpose. They were going to kill Mike Pence. They were going to kill Nancy Pelosi. They were going to terrorize everybody in there.
When you're too fucking stupid to do anything outside of violence.
Yeah.
The Black Lives
but
protests.
know nothing about the Constitution at the same time.
They were breaking
Exactly.
down in Starbucks and
Right.
they were going crazy. Like, I can't believe they're doing this to Starbucks.
The companies can build their buildings back. I mean,
Yeah,
Nancy,
exactly.
sure.
The Capitol is getting rebuilt by our money.
Yeah. Yeah. The damage they caused.
So throw a brick.
For
So
freaking
throw a
brick.
fucking brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the instrument, the tool becomes an instrument or whatever
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
Like, let's do this.
So we found out this week, and what I consider an act of patriotism, by contacting his counterpart in China, he created a stable environment between the U.S. and China, stating that no one would take advantage of any of the situations of what was going on in America on January 6th. Because essentially, what China saw, what potentially China would have seen
An opportunity.
Yeah, the opportunity to either attack us or they would have seen it as an opportunity for us to attack them while they were distracted with what we had going on here. So General Mark Milley contacted his counterparts in China and basically said, hey, just so you know, the military is stable. Everything is intact.
We will
You don't need to
fucking
have,
kill you.
you do not have to worry about us attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take any attempt to attack us, we will retaliate immediatity.
Yeah.
And that's what he did.
We dropped the sun twice, not far away from where you are.
Yeah.
Now,
With your consent.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
this
crazy.
is the same general. Is this the same general that was like put an extra step into the nuclear codes for Trump during
Yes.
that time.
Yeah.
That's why he's my hero.
Yeah. He essentially what he did was with the nuclear football, you have to turn keys and press buttons. Apparently,
It's on floppy disks, the big ones. No, it really is.
as a joke, apparently, like
you can't hack it.
there was I think there was a cartoonist that drew a picture of like the 3-digit codes on the outside of the box to keep Trump occupied.
No, you just have to tell Trump it's the Konami code. I don't know, but there's only 2 buttons and a D-pad. Let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. As far as I'm concerned, General Mark Milley, I keep saying governor. He should be
a freaking
governor.
hero.
He kept us from either being attacked or potentially China seeing an opportunity to take advantage or thinking that we were going to take advantage of that opportunity to attack China. And ultimately, I
don't. No one wants none of that.
No, nobody wants it. The problem is that we're not in a Cold War with China. We are in it's an economical Cold War with China.
And it's a little different because the Cold War was mostly conversations, correct?
It was a lot of talk back and forth. But
we got phones.
A lot of money spent.
It was also really, really quiet too, because in a sense, every time we built another nuclear warhead and then put it in a bunker, they built one.
The assumption was that they built one. It's kind of like us in North Korea, except for we laugh at North Korea.
Yeah.
Someone made a very good argument, and it was a comedian, but they made a very good point that when George Bush said, "You have weapons of mass destruction," and they're like, "No, we don't." And like, "Oh, yeah, you do, and we're coming in there. We're gonna go find them. We're gonna go do this because you could kill everybody."
Right.
North Korea says they have weapons of mass construction, and we just go, "No,
you don't.
No,
we can see you on this map here.
no, we will blow. We want to kill you. We will kill you, America." And we're like, "No, the fuck you won't." Why? What was
North
the
Korea is
what's the
China's
difference?
Israel.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Well, so I think
Say it.
I think a lot of it is the fact that North Korea is the stepchild to China.
Yeah.
Like North Korea, like Kim Jong-un acts like he's all big and bad and whatnot. He's got these giant parades.
He got
He's a puppet
liposuction,
on a
didn't he?
string.
That's a good question.
What'd you say?
It was
He
either
got
that or a
liposuction.
massive heart attack that kept him in a
yeah.
bed for a long time.
Man, he looks
was-
so skinny now. He looks like a whole new person.
New haircut,
He's been hanging with
new
Dennis
bod.
Rodman.
He had
He's been
his,
seeing the memes going around. He's like, I look like that.
he had his
He watched the interview. He's like, "God damn the Americans."
he had his hot girl summer.
Facts.
He had his hot
did.
boy summer.
Yeah, he's probably got abs now.
But yeah, North Korea's always been sort of a not threat because one, the Chinese didn't give them their nuclear technology. The North Koreans are having to develop their nuclear technology themselves, not necessarily the nuclear bomb part of it. What they're having to do is they're having to build out their own rockets that can deliver.
That fall into the ocean.
They do a lot of falling into the ocean, but they're getting better at it. Like they are.
But we still don't do. We laugh at them like, "No, you're not." And we have the
We'll
military.
laugh until they actually hit a target.
Yeah, well, when they detonate one that's not either A, underground, or B, in the ocean, or C,
They don't have to strike us to piss us off.
Yeah, they have to strike
no.
Japan.
or
Yeah,
South Korea.
or a friend of
Korea,
ours.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all it takes.
Well, and see, South Korea. all they
But
do
why
is
did
just
you?
walk
Why did you take?
Yeah.
Why did America right after 9/11 go look at Iraq and be like, you have at least the materials to do it?
Yeah.
When North Korea's like, we got it all, we can do it now.
Well, probably because we knew we gave them that.
How do you think everyone basically got it outside? It was either Russia or the U.S.
Or the Israelis.
Or the Israelis. Yeah.
The Israelis. They're a lot better about their security. They weren't.
Well, also
Pakistan.
Yeah, Pakistan too.
Yeah.
India.
The mouth of the
Pakistan's is like in a gray. It's in the shade of gray.
yeah.
And it has been for like 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
Well, think
That's like
Politically
off that
speaking.
movie that they had. I think I can't remember.
Was it
what
Black
was.
Hawk Down? No, they didn't go. there.
Nah, it was like
Somalia.
a movie where they had to get their stuff from Pakistan and then had to switch it over because they could only-
you're talking about the one with Ben Affleck in it.
I think so. I
Yeah,
think so.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, yeah.
Sudden. No, that's a damn meteor.
That was
right?
that was an asteroid.
Clear and Sudden Danger. Clear and Present Danger. No, that's Harrison Ford. Damn it! It's a Tom Clancy movie.
No,
I think
this was
a Jack
like
Ryan
Gringo
movie.
or something like that.
No, it didn't have Jack Ryan in it.
I can see the billboard of the movie.
It's Morgan Freeman and Ben Affleck because they
Is it Black Hawk Down?
Some of all
they
fears.
put some of all
That's it,
fears.
that's it.
They put
that
the-
was
they,
a Jack Black or Jack. I said
They-
Jack Black. That was a Jack Ryan movie.
We're gonna get a nuclear bomb out of here. They put it in a vending machine at the
Yes,
end of it.
correct.
Yeah, that's how it
in Baltimore. Yeah, it was. Or
and that's
was it
because the
Washington?
Israelis lost the bomb in the
Exactly.
sand. Well, America's not very good at it because we have at least have 9, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 unaccounted for at least nuclear materials. One sitting in the mouth of the Savannah River.
undetonated but did drop.
Yeah, can't find it.
wow.
It's sitting there where boats pass over all the time.
And just one day, it just might.
One in North
That
Carolina.
or a radioactive leak eventually.
Yeah, there are unaccounted for nuclear materials.
That's crazy.
And then the 6 or whatever that went down during the 100-day war between Egypt, well, all the Arab countries around Israel.
Yeah.
A plane crashed or something like that, which was the beginning plot of the Sum of All Fears.
Isn't there a bomber like at the bottom of Lake Murray right now?
I think
They
there's-
pulled
yeah, there's-
one, they pulled
it out, right?
they pulled one out. There's
Okay.
But those were dummy bombs. Those were just pieces of giant lead.
Oh, okay.
they've Bomb Island still has like even when my dad was a kid, they talked about there'd be metal pieces that you could cut your foot on around it and stuff.
Yeah.
And I believe they even had bomb squads had to come out there and like
And, like test it
scuba
out.
dive and go retrieve said material or detonate it underwater.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Lake Murray was used. So
Doolittle's
pilot,
Raiders.
Doolittle during World War II, after Pearl Harbor, Doolittle was allocated several pilots to fly the
Bombers.
no one lived on the lake.
Yeah, no one lived
You
on
ever
the lake
seen
at the time.
the movie Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
That's
At
what.
the end, bomb strike is what he's talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay.
When
So-
they're flying those things off the aircraft.
So essentially, they would take off from either they would take off from our main airport now, Columbia Metropolitan,
Yeah.
but I think they were actually taking off from Owens Field.
Could have been.
They were taking off from Owens Field, I believe, and they were doing bombing runs on an island in Lake Murray. They weren't actually dropping bombs. They were dropping big giant
Simulation bombs.
paperweights
Okay.
to simulate that. And then of course for most of that, like Doolittle, they didn't even know how close they were going to be able to get to Japan for these bombing runs. And these weren't bombing runs for the nuclear bomb.
This
these
is
were
bombing Tokyo.
Yeah, they were just
Okay.
they were supposed to fly over Japan and then
Land in
China. They flew over Japan and
crashed.
landed somewhere between China and Japan, but some of them, So, but there were a couple crashes. There were a couple submersions.
So they probably think we're kamikazes.
Well,
Yeah.
even if you think about it back in the day, this was dudes dropping basically big lead pencils down onto water and dirt. Eventually, at the same time, they were dropping nuclear bombs, and they crashed 2 planes at least. I think it was. It's 2 that at least was it just one? The one that they retrieved it, or was it 2?
Yeah,
I think it might be.
there
two.
was. I think there's 2. They retrieved one.
One.
Because one of them the one they retrieved was pretty close to the dam.
And I've seen 1,000 pictures of
Yeah.
people like got like
Well,
paintings of the bomber
Yeah, yeah.
underwater. Like
Yeah.
it's 1,000 pictures.
And
like
the guy who was actually piloting when they pulled it back out, his hat, the brim was still there.
Oh, was it?
All the felt was gone. He's like, yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
I was wearing a hat. Yeah.
that. Damn, that's crazy.
Well, good for him. So just recapping, I think a show of hands, General Mark Milley is a hero.
Of course,
Hero.
definitely hero.
Because see, the Republicans are attacking him. They're calling him he's a treasonist.
They need to look in the mirror first.
Yeah, no kidding.
Man,
I
it's
mean-
not a big enough mirror.
Yeah, they would have to take into
It would just be a bunch of dirty assholes all around the mirror. It'd be like Candyman instead of Candyman, it's assholes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how is this a white symbol?
So- It's
supposed to be
I don't
white
get it.
power.
I don't get it.
Okay, so what you have to
As
see?
a kid, this meant an asshole.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so
Well,
what it
or
is
you're
is-
okay.
So what it is if
This way.
Yeah, if you're doing it a certain way, then you got the P and the W. So you got if they're holding it a certain way, it's white power.
Oh my
That's
god.
I mean, it's not A-OK anymore.
No.
Yes.
I mean, to me,
Because-
this was like an asshole as a kid.
Army.
Yeah.
I think somebody in the army.
Now you need it.
at the army game or something.
Yeah.
Army versus Navy. They
They
was
would
a whole
hold
bunch
that
of them
up.
throwing it up. and they got in trouble for it.
It's a little disturbing.
I'm sorry, you're not taking that racist.
Oh, that is a conversation.
You want to take that one back?
Yeah, I'm taking that back. Like,
Okay.
Fuck y'all. Like,
No longer racist. No longer white power. He's taking it back.
Yeah, how are you, like, if you're on a football field and your coach is like, "You ready?" You're just like,
This is a blood sign too. This is blood.
"Yeah, I need that."
So it's like it has a whole bunch of different meanings, but it depends on who's throwing it up.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Who's throwing it up.
To your point, Barrett, when I went to basic training and stuff, that was a small conversation that was had, that organizations intentionally send people into the military
Sure. Yeah,
to
absolutely.
get that training.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a real conversation, and if you identify it, you're supposed to narc them out, but whatever.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
They've been looking for it since 2008, as far as I know.
No, and I agree. That's entirely possible because, I mean, we have counter intelligence groups like the CIA. We would send people that looked like Zac in to be, look like he's Muslim.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You have to play the game, though.
Yeah.
And speaking of the military, Post and Carrier put something out saying military members stationed in South Carolina will be required to be vaccinated against COVID-19 as early as November or could face serious consequences from their commanders or maybe even court
Marshal.
Yep.
See,
Yeah.
that's
If they don't
and
comply.
that's the craziest thing. Like,
You have to.
if you're in the military, you're gonna get the barrage of vaccinations.
Yeah, you-
regardless.
Dude, they give you everything.
You know what you signed up
I was
for.
vaccinated against freaking anthrax.
Anthrax. Yeah.
It's crazy.
During the first Desert Storm, where they gave everybody the iodine tablets or whatever
Right.
it was,
Correct.
you're not going like, it's my rights. I don't have to back. And they're like, no,
You signed your rights away as a military service member.
you
You're
got
a tool of the
4
government.
years at least. Your ass is mine.
You're
What if-
a tool of the government.
What if the
Yes.
real PTSD was vaccines that they take from the army? Wouldn't that be
Oh, that'd be
crazy?
fucked, wouldn't it?
That'd be crazy as fuck. Like the
I'm
thing
glad-
that makes them crazy.
I'm glad you're playing this music. Keep it going. So we were talking about UFOs,
Yeah.
and the FLIR cams and how they caught.
Yeah.
it. Keith was on the USS Roosevelt,
Yep. Theodore
Yeah.
Roosevelt.
Which was-
2008, 2012.
which was the aircraft
2008,
carrier that
2009,
these planes were getting deployed off the coast of Virginia
Right.
and the coast of the Carolinas, catching these UAPs.
Wow.
Keith, did you ever see any UAPs?
No, but I was in the belly of the beast. I didn't
Yeah,
see the sun for weeks at a time. Sometimes.
Damn.
yeah, he was the electrician's mate.
Yeah, I was
So-
an electrician.
So how
engineer.
far did you go? Like how far did you travel? As
Oh
far as-
well, I met up with my deployment when they were in the Persian Gulf, which
Okay.
is right off the coast of Iran.
But you were stationed in we
we were
Jacksonville?
flying.
we just talked about it yesterday.
I know.
It
I'm
wasn't
fuzzy
Virginia
right now.
Beach. It
No.
was Virginia
What city-
Newport.
What was the question again? Norfolk,
Where-
Virginia.
Norfolk is where you
Virginia
went.
is
But
where I
no,
was
that's
at.
where they would take the Roosevelt out in 2015,
2014, 2015. Yeah.
And then when they were out there just running regular air combat simulation missions in the middle of the night, that's when they would find the UAPs on the FLIR cams. And
Well, and what they
shit.
described was that they were.
But it
like,
had been happening.
Yeah, the incidents that were recorded, that were released, those were just a couple of incidents, but apparently they said that,
slew of them.
it was happening for weeks. Like they were tracking these objects for weeks, and they had the same thing that was happening off with the Nimitz class or the Nimitz cruisers and whatnot. That particular group,
You were right the first time. Nimitz class.
Nimitz class,
Yeah.
that they had the same incidents where these Tic Tacs would they'd fly right along next to the.
But that was
or
the
they'd-
USS Nimitz.
right.
Yeah.
But it was the Nimitz attack group.
Yeah.
But then with the Roosevelt group, they had the same thing where they had these whatever they are, Tic Tacs or whatever. They would fly along, or they'd fly right between two jets.
Or one would look like it was in a ball and it would morph within the ball and tilt.
Right.
And they're going, they were like, it's 75 knots of wind this way. How is it staying still right in the middle of the air?
Oh, yeah.
And then it was just like,
And there's no propulsion. You don't see anything indicating any heat signature that would indicate propulsion.
and then with the Tic Tacs that are running along the beach, like what you were saying, that it is sitting knots and the FLIR cam can't automatically catch. So he's
Right.
manually trying to pop it forward until it gets a chance to finally catch it before it hits
Right.
the
It
frame.
sounds like the ship is manipulating an already existing force instead of exerting a force to move.
So my theory that I think is the most popular theory that Bob
Gravity
Lazar
and
even said it.
Magnetism.
It's in a bubble that it generates a
Its
field.
own physics.
Yeah,
gotcha.
where physics of the outside of that bubble do not apply to it, and it can go within dimensions like Trent.
But the
We
bubble
talked
itself
about
still has to move, so it's manipulating energy. Oh, that's just assumption.
it's a field,
Yeah.
but we talked
I
about
will answer your question in a minute.
we did talk about how. Remember how we were talking about they would blip and disappear, and you're like, you would think they would have seen those, blah blah blah. And I said, but space and time is what they're manipulating. For them, it's 2 seconds. For us, it's 100 years.
Yep.
That kind of shit.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
Yeah, it's like
They're definitely traveling space time.
So I flew out from Virginia to
Okay.
the Persian Gulf, which
Okay.
is just it's
civilian flight.
yeah.
So you was on like a
it's
plane with
the
regular
Indian
people.
Ocean, really, the north corner of the Indian Ocean.
Okay.
Then I did 6 months of deployment out there, circling Persian Gulf, and then we just sailed back
Okay.
through Med, North Atlantic, and then down to Florida, and then back to Virginia.
So what's the coolest thing you've seen? as far
Dubai
as-
was awesome.
Dubai.
Yeah, it's the Vegas of the Middle East.
I mean, but you can't be Vegas without no weed.
They don't have weed.
It's
there?
illegal. You will get locked the fuck up if you go to Dubai with any weed.
There's guys walking around with vials of like yellow heroin.
Yeah, I was gonna say they make. I was gonna say.
But weed is
Like-
is frowned upon there
Whatever.
for some reason.
I
I don't
Hey,
know
you
why.
can't have weed, but you can have hookers and heroin.
And I was just
You can
gonna
get
say,
people to shit on your chest there. You know what I'm saying? You can't smoke weed.
It's funny that you would be surprised that whorehouses are in Dubai, but they are there.
Wow.
I think the dumbest thing he's told me he's ever done from
yeah.
Navy stories, because you would catch my ass.
I got lost in downtown Dubai after leaving a whorehouse. I spent $200 on a cab ride, circling the entire city trying to find my ship.
Did you spend more money on
That's
the
not a
whorehouse or
story
more
I
money
was
on the
gonna
cab
tell.
ride?
Actually, about even. Actually.
That is not the story I was going to tell.
I
That
thought it
was like, yo, hold on, where are we taking this?
No, they have.
We came full circle. Remember we were
No.
talking to your cousin about. We were talking
Yeah,
to your
oh, okay.
cousin
That's
about
how the
syphilis,
balls
and
get
that's-
swollen.
That's it.
The swim call.
Oh, jumping in the water in the Indian Ocean?
Fuck no.
Yeah, that was cool.
What happened?
Hold on,
I- no,
hold
we
on.
did a
Now, he's
swim
got
call.
stories now. Hold on, say
Swim
this.
claw is when they stop the boat or the ship.
Aircraft
and
carrier.
you jump into the water and you swim. And it's
From
just,
the top deck of the aircraft
no,
carrier.
no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
this is the
You're talking
elevator.
60 or 70 feet.
Yeah. No,
It's not the
elevator,
jump,
which is-
guys.
Okay.
It's 30 or 40 feet below the top, so you
Right.
still got a high jump.
Yeah.
It's the sharks
It's a
in the
safe
middle of the
jump.
ocean.
It's like where the planes take off at.
No. That's the flight deck.
Have you seen the Coast Guard thing where they did a swim call?
Yeah,
And the
those
homeboys are out
sharks.
there with unicorn floats and shit, thinking they're all, oh, let's have a good time. The goddamn tiger sharks are coming in, and there's a dude with an M4 just like, get back into the boat, and they're like putting the little trolley boat.
Oh, I have seen that video.
They
I have
had
seen
the
that
same
video.
process when I was doing it. They had a couple ships
Yeah.
with guns for that reason.
Dang.
You
But
know
it
how
was so
far a
awesome.
bullet travels through water? Like half a foot.
Yeah.
Done.
But Zach, you're talking about it from a perspective of you being terrified of the water because of sharks.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
in
just
you're
terrified
in
of the
that
water.
place.
Fuck the sharks.
The USS Indianapolis.
Hey, my mom
Indianapolis?
talked to you about that.
That
She
was
did.
in the North of Pacific.
The Indian Ocean has sharks like a mother.
Whatever. Those machine guns.
Did Zach
protected
just
you.
censor himself?
Yeah, he did.
We didn't
he
do
bleeped
that. That was
himself.
him.
We don't never bleep ourselves. That
I know, but I just
But
like,
no,
I don't like sharks, guys. I don't play that shark.
That was
game.
cool, but the dumbest thing I did was getting lost in downtown Dubai. I'm pretty much
so you never
in
answered
territory.
Barrett's question. Did you spend more money on the whorehouse or did you spend more money on the
it
cab?
was about even.
about the same.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Gotcha.
Sir, where do you want to
6
go?
months of money without spending $1. I mean, what the hell?
I guess
True.
Yeah, right, you're right.
That's true. That's yeah. Well,
See, I feel
So what was the food like in Dubai?
It was good. I had camel. It wasn't that good.
Camel?
you ate
Camel
cam-
was not good, but I did enjoy.
that's like
lot of
seeing
their
a
food.
llama and deciding I'm going to eat that. I couldn't
Well,
do.
You don't think
That's
people in
like-
other
hold on,
company?
hold on.
I mean, countries are eating llamas?
That's like these
I'm
people
not
getting
saying
upset
they're
about
not.
the fact that people are like so probably 10 years ago
They're
there
pack animals.
there was this thing going around where apparently Burger King had horse meat.
Yeah.
Like they had
I
to
do
supplement
remember
with horse
hearing
meat.
about that.
and they admitted it.
Yeah, who cares?
There's
like,
horse meat and dog food.
In
I know
Europe
that.
and Asia, horses used in almost all of the fast food chains.
Elmer's
saying.
glue.
Oh, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
Then why do people not freak out over horses being eaten, but they'll go freak out on China eating dogs?
because us as Americans, we
Because-
see the eyes of something and then we give it a personality.
And yeah, we're Americans and y'all love dogs.
I know that, but
Y'all love dogs.
everybody knows a horse girl, and they go like, my sister's a horse person, like a massive horse person.
Mm-hmm.
Someone told if you told her that they're eating horses over there, she would probably run over there with like a torch, ready to go.
But see, the same thing is in India, they don't eat cow
yeah.
because
Facts. And we fuck some burgers up.
and,
Oh, yeah.
and we're not even making horses out of gold
Nah.
like they are. But like a horse isn't even a religious item.
Now, people were telling me they were eating donkey. I'd be like, okay, man. What the fuck are you eating a donkey?
Same thing as a horse.
I want to try snake. I mean, I like to eat all kinds of different shit. Like gator was good.
Yeah.
Oh, I've tried gator.
Gators.
Shark's pretty
Somebody
good.
at
Gator's
Elliott
good.
Brothers used that cooked gator bites for us.
MJ brought us
they were the
gator,
best.
the gator tail bites.
Oh my god, the best thing on earth.
Yeah, I want to try shark as well, but
I've had shark.
Shark's
Shark's good.
I've had shark too.
Really?
I've had turtle. I hadn't had snake. I would eat snake though.
I've had possum. I've had raccoon. I've had.
Really?
Is this all in the?
I've had
Did you
squirrel.
cook this? Like kill it and cook it?
I didn't cook it.
Rabbit is
Oh.
delicious. It's the
Squirrel's
greatest
not good.
chicken meat you'll ever taste.
So is duck.
You said say that one more
Really?
time.
Duck and
goose.
rabbit are like that too.
Duck and
yeah,
geese are
I did have a
terrible.
good duck dinner in Bahrain, which was an island. In
Yeah.
That would
Portugal,
be Barrett's last meal. We talked about that last week. A turducken.
A
but
turducken.
It's delicious.
Yeah. No. If you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
Hold on. Don't. While you're thinking about it.
I'd have to get the biggest steak I could possibly think of.
Tomahawk.
There's some from like Texas. I'm talking about something that's going.
The 70. The old 72.
I would do that. The 72 challenge. That's exactly.
If I
what
had
I'd do.
to, it would probably be. Let's go with chicken parmesan
That's it.
from a fancy restaurant. I'm
You
talking
like-
about the
all right, so you're all about
fanciest.
some chicken parm. I got
Oh
you.
yeah.
That's
I'm
good
really,
stuff.
I'm really curious. I'm gonna do a search and see if I can find what the actual available menu for death row is.
It's probably anything you can guess.
Well, Nick
like you
and
probably
I.
can ask for
Actually,
shark, and
Filet
you'll
mignon
probably
and
get it
sheep
for you.
crab soup. You
I'm
dip the
guessing
slices
you're
in-
limited on what's available.
It probably depends on what's around you.
Yeah, or whatever they're gonna cook up.
You know
in the-
what? You're gonna find
the
out
mess hall.
you're gonna find out your last meal isn't actually your last meal. They give it to you like 3 days ahead of time.
And then they give you like some Oreos right before you about to
then
get
they're
your
like, here's
No,
your,
you're on a liquid diet.
here's your cold ass beet soup.
Oh, I
Like,
got a
yeah,
better
yeah.
answer now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he's got a better one.
Massive Taco Bell burritos.
So are you looking for?
Okay,
Shit
okay,
up
hold on,
after
hold on,
you
hold on.
kill me.
That's what me
That
and
was-
Nick
that
went
was
down
our
on.
He messed
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
Hell no, Taco Bell.
You
I
would,
want
no,
them
you would
to
make a
clean up
mess.
every ounce of my shit when I die.
I mean, I guess, man. Fuck that. I wouldn't eat Taco Bell if I had to. Like,
I love talking.
hell
Oh,
no.
I eat the dog shit.
I
Dude,
fucking
Taco
hate
Bell.
Taco Bell. The smell when you walk in Taco Bell is enough to make me throw up.
My mom won't eat it, and she's a microbiologist, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Sir, have you ever had a steak quesarito?
Fuck you and that Baja Blast, okay?
Baja Blast.
Oh my god! Oh, they sell it in the can now. It's not,
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to go to Taco
You
Bell
can
to
get zero sugar Baja Blast.
yuck.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I drink zero sugar shit all the
Look,
time.
man, we was having this conversation earlier, man. If you're
We went
drinking a
from
Diet
Navy
Coke, man,
to-
you are wasting time. Just drink the regular Coke, man.
No, Diet Coke
It's
tastes
pointless.
good to me. I like Diet
Fuck
Mountain Dew.
that. Just don't
It's
drink it at all.
it's like somebody trying to sell you diet water.
Water.
No, it's worthless to me.
I mean, diet water is
Because you're
technically
used to the
smart water.
sugar. That's it. Right? You drink Coke
I drink
Zero.
Coke Zero, but
It's pointless.
Honestly, I don't disagree, but
It's
I only
pointless.
have maybe one or two Coke Zeros
See,
a
that's
day.
I'm
mostly
terrible.
drinking
I drink
water.
a lot of soda a day.
This man had a cooler full of Yoo-Hoos.
Yeah.
Oh, but I love Yoo-Hoo.
I can just
imagine-
imagine 2 days.
I can just imagine how much
No, I
weight
got
you
to
will
his
lose
house-
if you stop drinking soda.
No,
You're right.
I got to
You're
his
right.
house the other day, and he was like, I know I don't get Yoo-Hoos. He's
That's the
like,
worst thing
I
about
have
my
a
diet
stomach
is the
ache right
soda.
now. I was like, why? I was like, he's like, I drink 3.
I wish they had Yoo-Hoo like in a 2-liter.
Yeah.
That would
In
be
a 2-liter barrel?
yeah. Why
I would
not?
drink the shit out of it.
It's
Oh my
chocolate milk
God.
water.
Football all day
It's
Saturday
flavor-
with
chocolate milk like product.
a half.
water.
So it sounds like for y'all last meal, if y'all really want to make them pissed off, you got to eat Taco Bell with a Yoo-Hoo.
I can do Diablo,
Y'all be
and some
shitting for
Diablo
days.
sauce.
Dude, actually, hell, I might get some of that on the way home now.
All right. Last thing, I just want to talk about Bob Woodward's book does come out. I think this week, so I'm gonna pick it up once I get done reading it. If y'all want to borrow it,
Well, just give me the audio book.
Okay,
I love audiobooks.
I'll see about it.
Give me the spark notes.
Look, I can tell you what happened. Trump incited an insurrection, and we all have to face the repercussions of that.
So yeah, this is someone detailing and explaining it to somebody who detailed already knows.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, we watch the news.
Yeah. Where would you?
The book is written on more than 200 interviews, all right around the center of the action, resulting in 6,000 pages of transcript for this thing. But
Bob Woodward's old ass is out there getting it. isn't he
the craziest
has
thing
to
is
have people out there.
So it's a 6,000 page book.
No. They condensed it down, but it was just interviews.
That's before they made it into a book.
Yeah,
okay.
but Bob Woodward's the same guy that literally sat down with Trump, interviewed Trump for Rage and for Fear. Both of those books. Interviewed Trump. Trump sat down, knew he was being interviewed for a book. Still came out with first he came out with Fear or Rage. Everyone had a chance to read Rage and they're like, holy crap, Trump's a nutball.
Fear, Rage, Impotence.
And then Trump let him interview him again for the next book. He's like, and he even told him too. He's like, I don't like some of the things you wrote about me in that last book there, Bob. And he's like, well, Mr. President, I'm just trying to tell the truth. He's like, I get it. It's like, what?
I'll let you.
No
interview me again.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Nope.
For somebody like Trump.
Nope. And especially if you got books written about you and what you did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. All right. That is going to wrap up the show. Thank you very much. Trent Clark, Zac King, Keith, thank you for joining us this week.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Let me do a little plug.
Please.
So, can I say one thing?
Go ahead. No, I'm going to let you say it because you are
Piss on Gavin Newsom.
Okay.
There you go. All right. There.
So next week, I'll be DJing at the Aristocrat.
Awesome.
Saturday during y'all's game. We have the projector there. So from 7 to 10, if you want to come, if you want to go tailgate and then come to Aristocrat, it's in the Vista.
That sounds
come out
great.
there.
That sounds great.
And I'll be DJing from 7 to 10. So y'all, no dress code.
VIP
so y'all come
passes.
Oh man,
for us
come on, man. It's all about nothing, baby. I got y'all.
Can I get up there and wear like one of the headphone
Man,
ears
look,
with
man,
you?
you can do whatever you like, man.
You got anything you're plugging?
Fuck Clemson.
Fuck Clemson. Okay.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday,
Next Saturday.
Aristocrat.
I need to
Aristocrat.
bring wife out to do something.
Did I say
outside
Aristocrat?
the house.
Oh, my bad.
I know what
Disney
you're thinking
movie,
about.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah, it's an old animated movie. Yeah.
All right. As always, special thanks, Neek the Geek, engineer and producer, as well as owner and operator of G.O.T. Sound Studio here in Columbia, South Carolina. If you want to book any time, call 803-243-2302, or you can email gotsounds at theallaboutnothing.com. You can find details, gotsoundstudio.com or Facebook. Just search for GOT Sounds. As always, want to thank Muff the Producer, responsible for the music you hear on the show. You can find him on LinkedIn at Muff the Producer. Special thanks, Trent the Clark. He is a.k.a. DJ Lonzo. Contact Trent for your entertainment needs. Trent at theallaboutnothing.com and on Instagram at GodLonzo the Goat. If you enjoy this show, if you enjoy listening to it and you want us to keep doing it, please head over to our webpage. You can check out a link to our Patreon page where you can become a donor or a supporter. You can find details on how to become all of those things. We will discuss at some point making something else for that.
A real OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I mean, OnlyFans is back, baby. So if y'all want to come join my toes, we back.
All you got to do is just head over to our webpage.
The only cheeks we're clapping are these bad boys, and we're laughing.
Just head over to our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com. You can find a link at the top of our page. As always, you can also follow us on Facebook. Just search for All About Nothing US. On Twitter and Instagram at @_a. Let me try that again. AAN_pod. Or you can find any links to our social medias as well as all the podcast platforms that are available over my shoulder by visiting theallaboutnothing.com. If you'd like to be heard on our show, you may also call and leave us a message. 803-672-0533. We want to hear from you. Thank you, Zac King. Thank you, Trent Clark. Thank you, Keith Whitaker, for being with us again this week. Always, please stay safe, continue to wear your masks, and get yourselves vaccinated, and
have a week.
This, the All About Nothing podcast, is recorded live in studio at the G.O.T. Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. The All About Nothing podcast is produced and engineered by Neek the Geek, owner and operator of G.O.T. Sound Studio. To support the show, please visit theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media, merchandise, and more. Become a patron of the show by following the Patreon link at the top of our page. The All About Nothing podcast is an entertainment product of Barrett Gruber. Special thanks to Zac King, Trent Clark, Dominique Stewart, and you, our listeners. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button and the notification bell. Thank you for listening.